afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Boitchenko. I'm the Minister of Tourism and Sport. And thank you today for joining me today as we reaffirming government's commitment to promoting health and safety in sport and recreation across our province. I'm joined today by Dr. Kathy Belton, Director of the Injury Prevention Center, and Tim Anger, Executive Director of Football Alberta. September 21st to 27th marks Concussion Awareness Week, a time to reflect on the importance of education, dedication, prevention, and support for concussion-related injuries. In Alberta, 41 people sustain concussion every day, with the highest rates among young Albertans aged 10 to 24. That is why we are proud to partner with the Sport Medicine Council of Alberta to recognize September 24th, 2025 as Alberta Concussion Awareness Day. Over the past 3 years, the Ministry of Tourism and Sport has invested $75,000 to support concussion education across the whole province. This includes our ongoing work with the Sport Medicine Council to expand outreach and strengthen available support for athletes, coaches, and communities. Also, funded provincial sport organizations are required to maintain and implement a concussion management policy, which includes clear return-to-play protocol. Because concussions can happen to anyone of any age, any skills, or experience, everyone has a role to play in recognizing and responding to concussions, from coaches, athletes, educators, and healthcare professionals. This is an opportunity to learn more, share resources, and promote safe practices in sport and play in our province. Together, we can help reduce the risk and long-term impact of concussions in our communities. Thank you, everyone, and now I would like to invite Dr. Kathy Belton to share a few words with us.
As the Minister has stated, concussions are a serious public health issue in Alberta and can happen anywhere and to anyone. A concussion is a mild traumatic brain injury and is caused by any blow to the head, face, neck, or body, and it changes the way a person thinks and feels. Approximately 41 Albertans sustain a concussion each day. That's almost 15,000 concussions annually being diagnosed in Alberta emergency departments. That number does not include concussions being treated in physicians' offices, walk-in clinics, or those not recognized or treated. The 3 top causes of concussion in Alberta are falls, sports activities, and motor vehicle collisions. Concussions are an invisible injury, so it's important to know and recognize the signs and symptoms of a concussion so that you can get proper treatment that can reduce the chances of suffering long-term consequences. In all suspected concussions, the person should stop the activity right away. Continuing only increases their risks of more severe and longer-lasting concussion symptoms, as well as increased risks for other injuries. Anyone with a suspected concussion should be seen by medical personnel. When it comes to a sports setting, when in doubt, sit them out is the rule. Concussion Awareness Week is about encouraging every Albertan to learn about concussions and where to find credible, evidence-based information and resources. For more information on concussion prevention, management, and treatment, please see www.sportmedalberta.ca. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As mentioned, I'm Tim Enger. I'm the Executive Director of Football Alberta, and we were asked to be a part of this today, and very happy to be so. Concussions, as is mentioned, can happen anywhere, anytime, but as a contact sport, we have to be particularly vigilant, and we've been very happy over the years to work with all levels of government as well as with our national organizations to try to bring our sport into a focus where we are dealing with concussions in a very, very, very standardized way and a very proactive way. You can't get on the field now to coach football at any level of football without taking mandatory courses, including safe contact and concussion awareness. The protocols that have been developed for our athletic therapists, both at the highest levels and right down to the local trainers, means that we take identification and recovery very seriously as well. The most important things we've done is we've adapted the sport. Some of the activities we're going to show with our representatives from Leduc Minor Football here, there's a new way of tackling, there's a new way of blocking. There's all these things that we do to reduce the aspect of the head being involved at all in the sport, and we've really seen some great results in that regard. But the most important thing is that us, like every other sport out there, is taking concussion management extremely seriously. We do sit them out when there's any doubt, and it's important that we take very good care of the recovery and return to play. But the way we've adapted the seasons of play, the way we've adapted the game, we've got more work to do. We'll always have more work to do. Staying vigilant and keeping up with the science on the matter is also very important to us as well. So we're very grateful to be part of this today, and in a bit we're going to have our fine young men here show you a new way of tackling. Thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of the formal portion of our news conference. Now we'll move to the question and answer portion. We will take one question and one follow-up, and I'll ask media to identify yourself and your outlet. We will start in the room and then go to the line.
Paul with Global News. How significant is today's announcement in the whole scheme of things for concussions, especially with young kids playing at an early age in a contact sport? What's that? Anybody who wants to answer. I mean, from Alberta football to the doctor as well. I mean, both would see the significance.
No, it's very important. I mean, our sport is particularly popular on television. You can watch football anywhere from June all the way to February. It attracts a large viewership at the professional level, and there was 20 years ago a bit of a crisis, and people were paying attention to it. And so it's not only important for it to be recognized today, but every day. We need to be particularly vigilant to it because, as was mentioned, concussions is an invisible injury. It's something that we're not 100% sure it's there. So we have to be erring on the side of incredible caution. So the more we bring it up, the more we focus on it, the better we're going to be in terms of being able to identify, treat, and reduce the incidents.
Following up to that, I mean, usually the plays of the week is some guy getting rocked, but it's generational. I mean, how long will it take? I mean, you guys have a new way of tackling. Is this happening across the board, and how long will this take for it to kind of be the new norm of how to tackle?
Well, I think if you come to any of our minor games and our high school games, it already is the new norm. There's I was just even watching a game the other day, and I couldn't think of any tackle that was done the old style where you try and put your head through the ball and stop the ball carrier right at the thing. Our tackling now is more reminiscent of what rugby does. And you're right. Highlights are highlights at the professional level, but I think you'll find at the minor levels and at the high school levels and even at the university and junior levels now, the head has been almost totally removed from the concept of tackling. And so we're very happy about that being the new normal.
Brandon with CTV Edmonton. Maybe one more for Tim, since you're doing them. Can you kind of talk? We see on the NFL kind of the process of taking a guy off the field and putting him in a tent and or a dark room or something like that. Can you just kind of give people who don't know the process of making sure that injuries at like a minor league, less funded level don't slip through the cracks? Like, do you have specific experts looking for it? What are the signs?
Yeah, well, again, we work hard on our coaching education, and then at the same time, groups like the Sport Medicine Council also work very hard on the instruction for athletic therapists and just local trainers in terms of concussion awareness as well. If you're going to be involved with one of our teams at the minor levels, not only do you have to take the concussion awareness as a coach, you also have to take it for any other personnel that's on there. And the best group we have that's been allowed to work with us on this are the officials. They are right there on the field and can be, and can notice a kid in distress right away better than anybody out there. And so since the officials have joined the party about 6 or 7 years ago, we've had great success in terms of identifying even the subtle ones. And again, we've seen situations where an official will identify what they think is a concussion. We'll stop the game, get that kid off there to be checked out. And sometimes it's not a concussion, but sometimes it is. So it's very important that we have all eyes on the situation. So we're very happy with the number of adults that are involved in our activity, from officials, coaches, sideline personnel, that are all trained in terms of concussion recognition.
And maybe this is probably for the doctor. Can you just explain how much more dangerous these injuries are at these specific levels? Maybe the level of the kids here who are showing us, as opposed to young adults. Is there a difference? Is it largely the same? Is it more different when they're younger?
I have a medical doctor who tells me that if you've seen one concussion, you've seen one concussion. So all concussions are different. And I think that one of the things that we're starting to find out from some of the literature and some of the studies that we're doing is that concussions can look different and act different depending on who's involved. We're seeing a difference in female versus male athletes when it comes to concussion and how the concussion impacts on the individual and what should be done about that. So there's no real concrete way. The other thing is you have to understand is that concussions cannot be seen on an MRI, a CAT scan. They cannot be detected right now from a blood test. So there's no real way to detect whether a concussion has happened. One of the best tools that we have on the sideline is called SCAT-6. So that's a screening tool for concussions that's commonly used.
All right, and if there are no more questions on the floor, we'll move to the line. Operator, could you please put through the first caller?
The first question comes from the line of Akiha Vaig from Canadian Press. Please go ahead.
Hi. Last December, the Minister of Tourism and Sport announced that the government will be launching a review to improve athlete safety in combat sports after an amateur MMA fighter died in a charity match outside of Edmonton in November last year. I was just wondering if the minister today has any updates on that review and whether the province is any closer to establishing its own provincial combative sports commission.
Thank you for the question. We are reviewing the options right now and across the province and the country to see how other different jurisdictions are handling this. And we're talking to the sports here in Alberta, special combative sports, getting feedback from them. So it is on our radar, and we are currently talking to other organizations to see what's the best way to deal with this.
And I do have a follow-up question. This is the first year kids have started school with new pronouns and transgender laws in place. I was just wondering if the province has received any complaints about trans kids playing sports in schools, how these laws are unfolding, any complaints regarding the pronoun laws, anything like that.
I haven't had any questions on pronouns specifically, but we do have Fairness and Safety in Sport Act, and that would include concussion, that we are having Concussion Week coming up here to make sure that our sports are fair and safe for everyone in Alberta.
All right, thank you. That brings us to the end of this announcement. Thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.